So I guess I really felt like doing some videos today because I'm going to be doing another one now. This one's going to be a UFC fight prediction video for UFC. I believe it's going to be 122 or 123, somewhere around there. And it's supposed to be, or it's going to be, Lyoto Machida versus Rampage Jackson. So this should be a pretty good fight, a fight that I'm probably one of the most exciting fights for me this year. Later on this year, I've been wanting to see these two meet for a long time, and this presents some pretty unique challenges for both fighters. Now, Lyoto Machida has just recently lost to Shogun, and Rampage has just recently lost to Rashad Evans, which was kind of a fight that most people thought that Rampage should have beaten Rashad, and it's probably just the fact that he took a year off. He's out of shape. He's had some mental problems and a lot of problems in his life that have caused him to to have some issues with MMA in his career, and he's been in some trouble. Anyway, that being said, this should be a good fight, and this is a hard fight to pick because they're both such good fighters, but Rampage is just so unstable. That's the problem with Rampage. You never know what Rampage is going to show up. You never know if it's going to be that old school, pick you up 10 feet in the air Rampage and slam you on the back of your head and knock you out from a slam. If it's going to be the boxer Rampage that throws that mean left hook, right hook, knocks people's block off. If it's going to be, it's really hard to tell with Rampage. His last fight against Rashad, he didn't look very good. Even when he did knock Rashad down, he had him down and he just, he threw about probably 10 punches, maybe a few more, and he missed every single one of them. He didn't even land ground and pound too. He had him pinned down, and he missed all the shots. It was like, he's throwing down at him and he doesn't even land one of them. So it was, it was bad. He should have won that fight against Rashad. That really shouldn't have gone down that way. But he was kind of out of shape. He came into that fight camp being really overweight, and it cost him. He had to cut down. A lot of people have been questioning his training at the Wolf Slayer. They've been saying that he needs to start training with some better guys that can push him more. He needs to start using his wrestling more. Because his boxing is very good. We all know that his boxing is great, and the problem isn't really his boxing. It's that he's not using all of his skills. He's basically become a MMA fighter that just wants to box with guys. And he used to be a great wrestler too. He used to use his wrestling a lot in Pride, and I think he should start using it more. Not just the boxing all the time. But anyway, so it really depends on which Rampage shows up for this fight. Lyoto Machida is pretty much steady. We know which Lyoto Machida is gonna show up. It's the same one that pretty much always shows up, ready to go. Using his karate. In the last fight, we saw him use a little bit of wrestling, had a couple takedowns. But really, Machida is not going to change that much. There was some talk of his father wanting him to retire, and basically Machida just saying, no, I want to at least fight for a few more years. He got a really bad injury against Shogun. One of Shogun's punches broke one of the orbital bones around his eye, and those are really nasty. If you guys have seen my videos before, I've talked a little bit about orbital bone injuries around the eye and how those can be career-ending. Really bad injuries. So hopefully Lyoto will be able to fight for a few more years, and he won't get that orbital bone reshattered or have anything happen to that again. Because if he does, you can actually become blind. You can, a lot of things can happen if it goes in your eye, or it's just nasty. It's really bad. So that being said, for this fight, I think that pretty much the best way to go for this fight would be to pick Machida. I think that's a safe bet because we just don't know which Rampage is going to show up. Rampage has been getting too distracted. He's had too many things going on mentally in his life, too many problems ever since he lost the title to Forrest Griffin. There, that's really worn on him a lot. He had some problems there with, he got in a car accident, and he, was living off energy drinks for a few days, and he was delirious and all this kind of stuff and all this crap that keeps happening to him. I just think that if he's going to fight in MMA, he can't be going off and doing the A-Team and movies like this and that kind of stuff. If he wants to fight the top level, he's got to stay in good shape. If he does go and do movies and stuff like that, okay, fine, but stay in shape. And he's not. When he goes to do these movies, he's putting on 30 pounds, 40 pounds. Starting off weighing 250. Some people were saying before his last fight. So if he rededicates himself and he gets back into this, I can see him beating Machida. I can see it happening, but I just think it's not a good style for him to be coming back to. Machida is such a good fighter, such a skilled fighter, and Rampage's boxing I don't think is going to really be that beneficial to him in this fight. Rampage should really try to use his wrestling against Machida and use the strikes secondary, but focus on the wrestling. That being said, I don't think he's going to do that, and I think he's going to lose. I'm going to pick Lyoto Machida to win by, let's say, knockout in the second round. Okay, if you guys like my videos, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you agree and you think that Machida is going to take this. Give me a thumbs down if you think Quinton's got this one and Rampage is going to be back on a rampage. All right, I'll see you guys. Peace.